A shady response about reuniting with Blake Lively for another simple favor.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again? Oh, I'm talking about you.
I love Anna Kendrick's style of humor. I think she's so funny, so anyone can really take from that what they will. But it was her reaction to this next question that is pretty priceless because it was directly related to all the drama surrounding Blake, and it ends with us.
Many of you were paying attention to Blake Ellender Brown's appearance at the South by Southwest Film Festival for the premiere of her new movie, Another Simple Favor. And specifically, a lot was made of Anna Kendrick's responses about Blake Ellender Brown.
Hey, gossip lovers. Welcome to Red Tea, your daily hit of celebrity drama, scandal, and secrets, served extra hot. Today, we're tearing the mask off Hollywood's golden girl. Get ready, because they've been hiding this for years. Blake. Lively just lit Hollywood on fire, and not in a good way. She dared to stroll into the Another Simple Favor premiere. Like she hadn't just dragged the entire industry into chaos. She thought she could waltz into South by Southwest, head high, smile flashing, pretending she was still Hollywood royalty. But instead, she walked straight into her most humiliating moment ever. The 2025 premiere of Another Simple Favor wasn't her comeback. It wasn't her redemption. It was a neon-lit disaster, screaming to the world, "You're done." Blake showed up, desperate to prove she still mattered, desperate to erase the whispers. But Hollywood, her co-stars, even her own fans, they weren't buying it. Not for a second. And Anna Kendrick? Oh, she wasn't playing along. She stayed cold. She stayed silent. She let Blake drown in the tension, alone. This could end everything Blake fought for. Fans had no idea it would come to this. And now, the real question. Was Blake the real villain in her story? Or just another casualty of Hollywood's brutal game? Tell us what you believe. Because this storm, it's only just beginning.
Thank you. Back with Anna.
Oh, it's so fast. I'm so happy.
This way. Blake, you look beautiful.
You look gorgeous!
When asked about working with Blake again, Anna dropped what might be the coldest response of the decade. Just 3 chilling words. Oh, you know, no excitement, no fake sweetness, no Hollywood charm, just a blunt, ice-cold mic drop that said it all. And if that wasn't enough, the dead stare, the heavy tone, the pure lack of energy, this wasn't shade. It was a full-blown ice storm. Meanwhile, Blake was out there, grinning like everything was fine. But nobody was buying it. Here's the brutal truth they've been hiding. Hollywood is done with Blake Lively. A few years ago, she ruled the game, grabbing fashion deals, headlining big movies, selling the world on her it girl dream. But now, she's radioactive, untouchable, forgotten. Blake used to be the darling of fashion's elite. Now those doors have slammed shut. Chanel dropped her. Gucci vanished. Luxury brands running for cover. Hollywood agents whispering one terrifying phrase, casting her is financial suicide. Even at SXSW, she tried clinging to the old image, smiling, waving, scribbling autographs, like the world wasn't crumbling beneath her. But the awkward tension, everyone felt it. The media caught it, the fans saw it, and deep down, Blake knew it too.
Third one. Korean Rome, honestly. So Paul, we really wanted to make this second movie, and I was like, Paul, he wanted to shoot in Capri, and I was like, that sounds amazing, but it's very expensive, and let's just, shoot in Connecticut. That's where the first one took place. I didn't understand why it needed to be Capri, and now I want to live there. I love it so much. They serve you ice cream and lemons, and it's just magical. They sell hats. That crazy, beautiful hat was just a hat in a store. Like, humans buy that. It's amazing.
No, Blake came to us with, I just found this hat. I go, wait, and like she pulls out this landing pad of the hat.
It's a roof. We need it. And it was like,
yes.
So anyway, it's just like it's pretty magical. So yeah, it was really nice. And Rome was a good Rome. I really loved it.
Let's shift focus to Anna Kendrick. Because behind the scenes, she's been done with Blake's chaos for years. The fake friendship, the PR stunts, the endless circus of pretending. It's over. Anna survived the madness. But now, she doesn't have to fake a thing anymore. She never fell for Blake's two-faced Hollywood act. Not once. And let's not forget This is the same Blake Lively who spent years parading around like she and Anna were soul sisters, pushing fake smile interviews, selling a fantasy that their on-screen chemistry was real off-screen too. But behind the cameras, Anna couldn't stand her. The A Simple Favor press tour, it was a slow-burn masterclass in passive-aggressive torture. Blake, desperate to force the besties narrative. Anna, sending silent SOS signals with every move. And fans, they noticed everything. So when the reports started surfacing that Blake was a nightmare behind the scenes, suddenly it all made sense. Fast forward to another Simple Favor, and Anna Kendrick is officially done pretending. When she hit the SXSW red carpet and someone dared to ask about Blake, she couldn't even muster fake enthusiasm. Just a cold, effortless, oh, you know, no excitement, no warmth, pure dismissal. And fans. Oh, they felt it. Instantly. Meanwhile, body language experts are ripping Blake apart, frame by frame. Every forced smile, every tense interaction. And Anna, her vibe was hilariously indifferent, like she couldn't care less. When Variety asked if Blake's never-ending drama was derailing the movie's rollout, Anna dodged it so hard you'd think she didn't even hear the question. But make no mistake, she heard it. She just didn't care anymore. And if Anna's casual savagery wasn't brutal enough, enter Henry Golding, with the perfectly timed side-eye of the night. When asked about reuniting with his co-stars, he smirked and dropped a line that sent chills. What could go wrong? That was cold. That was brutal. That was exactly what everyone had been thinking. But nobody dared to say out loud. Blake Lively's career, up in flames. Her reputation, shattered beyond repair. The people who once smiled for the cameras, beside her, now, they're either ignoring her completely or throwing shade in broad daylight. And here's the kicker. None of this is shocking. They've been hiding it for years. Blake built her empire on PR-crafted friendships, slipping into Hollywood's tightest circles, selling herself as the effortless fashion queen. But now, the mask is slipping. The real Blake is finally exposed. And everything she built is crumbling in plain sight. She thought she could just strut into SXSW, like her career wasn't in free fall, like nothing had changed. But instead, she walked into a brutal, deafening rejection from the entire industry. Anna Kendrick, not playing along anymore. Ryan Reynolds, watching helplessly as even his bulletproof Deadpool empire gets dragged into Blake's storm. And Hollywood is officially over Blake Lively. But here's where it gets darker. Blake's ego, it isn't just some quirky trait. It's a full-blown career-destroying force. She's so obsessed with staying on top. She literally fought to have her name placed higher than Anna Kendrick's on the Another Simple Favor poster. Yes, you heard that right. The whole internet caught it. Anna's name appears first. But Blake's? Conveniently positioned just a little higher. Because in Blake's world, being the star is all that matters. But here's the brutal truth. Nobody was fooled. Fans saw right through it. They immediately called out the desperate PR stunt, and it exploded. And let's be real, this isn't new behavior. Even the Daily Mail confirmed it. There was real behind-the-scenes tension over this ridiculous demand. Because of course there was. Blake's entire brand, built on controlling every tiny detail around her. But now, that grip she once had on Hollywood, it's slipping. Fast.
I want to ask you, how do you feel like how does it feel like the movie's being impacted kind of by everything happening around going on in the world?
Why, what happened? I did ayahuasca and the last year of my life is just gone, but I've heard the movie's amazing.
Let's not forget, this is the same woman who hijacked It Ends With Us, rewriting scenes, demanding final say over creative decisions, and turning a simple book adaptation into her own personal vanity project. And guess what? She tried. Pulling the same power move again? But this time, Anna Kendrick wasn't playing. The backlash was instant. Social media exploded. Fans tore Blake apart, calling out her desperate obsession with staying on top. Blake had to be on top, didn't she? One viral tweet sneered, racking up thousands of brutal likes. Another joked, Blake would rather cancel the entire movie then let Anna steal even a second of the spotlight. The internet was relentless. And Blake's PR team, they were scrambling. That's when Paul, the director, jumped in, desperate to contain the fire. He ran to X, formerly Twitter, frantically calling the rumors total nonsense. But here's the truth. Nobody bought it. Fans had seen too much. They knew exactly who Blake Lively really was. A manipulative, self-obsessed nightmare, willing to burn an entire production to the ground, just to keep the crown on her head. But if you think that's bad, you haven't heard half of it. Because now, people who actually worked with her on a simple favor are stepping forward. And the stories, they're darker than anyone ever imagined.
And Anna Kendrick hit the red carpet of their new movie, Another Simple Favor, at South by Southwest. And Anna Kendrick is going viral for her reactions when asked what it was like working with Blake again and how Blake's drama has impacted this movie.
A former assistant director didn't just quit the movie, she quit Hollywood forever. All because working with Blake Lively was so unbearable, so toxic, that she chose to walk away from her entire career. Imagine being so destructive, so poisonous, that you literally chase people out of the industry they love. And it didn't stop there. Another crew member recently broke their silence, exposing Blake in an Instagram comment, calling her the worst person they had ever worked with. Let that sink in. This is Hollywood, the land of diva egos and raging control freaks. And still, Blake Lively managed to be the absolute worst. Her obsession with control was next-level insanity, arguing with the director, micromanaging every tiny detail, turning the set into a full-blown nightmare. It got so bad that even Henry Golding, the nicest man in Hollywood, couldn't hide his shade. When asked about reuniting with the cast, he smirked and said it all, with 3 chilling words. What could go wrong? Oh, Henry, we heard you loud and clear. But here's the real kicker. This chaos isn't new. Blake's reputation has been radioactive for years. Gossip Girl insiders whispered it. Crew members murmured it behind closed doors. Those old rumors that Light and Meester couldn't stand her? Yeah, those were 100% true.
So there it is. I mean, justice for Justin Baldoni. Nice border there on the poster. Good font size. Nice T-shirt. You know, she just not.
Blake Lively's entire career was built on one thing, a carefully curated, perfect image. But now that image is cracking, and nothing compares to what went down at SXSW. She thought she was making her big comeback, but instead, she walked straight into her biggest humiliation yet. Blake showed up expecting applause, hoping the world would forget about her messy legal issues with Justin Baldoni. But instead of cheers, she was met with protesters. Yes, fans showed up holding "Justice for Justin Baldoni" signs, calling her out for being a liar. That wasn't embarrassing enough?
Not a single photo of just the two of them together. That is highly unusual for a film where just the two of them are on the poster.
Imagine this. Someone walked onto the streets wearing a custom-made t-shirt that boldly said, "Blake lied. You can't make this stuff up." A whole outfit designed just to drag her through the mud. Blake thought she could shake it off, play it cool, pretend it didn't sting. But the internet? It exploded. Memes, jokes, relentless mockery. It was everywhere. And suddenly, her big red carpet moment at SXSW, it wasn't about the movie. It was about how no one believes her anymore. Picture this. Blake flashing those forced smiles, strutting down the carpet, pretending everything's fine. But behind the scenes, the entire world was clowning her in real time. This isn't just petty online drama. This is career-ending humiliation. The fact that people had the audacity to show up and protest Blake at a major Hollywood event, that's a new level of disgrace. Even Ryan Reynolds? You think he's not regretting this? His once untouchable image now tangled in his wife's endless scandals. And don't forget Marvel. Even they're hesitating to get involved because of her.
To me and many others, that Anna Kendrick wanted nothing to do with the hair care professional. But that is not true if we are to believe the film's director, Paul Feud.
Let's be real. Blake Lively did this to herself.
so vocal and supportive of everything going on with Blake, everything. Why is it so important for you to kind of stand up for her and be that voice in public?
Because she's amazing. She's amazing. This is my second movie with Blake. I love working with her. She's the most amazing collaborator, so smart. She and Anna are just two of the smartest actors I've ever worked with who just like to get in there. And we get, every movie star has opinions about what they're doing. I have not worked with one who doesn't want to get in there and work on stuff and make it better with me, and that's our process. And so I love that Blake works that way. I love that Anna works that way, and it's just a great way. It's the only way to work. I'm not a guy who's like, just say it the way I wrote it. No, I don't think good movies come out of that.
Every power move, every manipulative stunt, every fake friendship, it's all catching up to her. Hollywood is done. The industry has turned its back on Blake Lively, and now she's watching everything she's built crumble right before her eyes. Her career, gone. Her reputation, in shambles. What was supposed to be her moment of justice against Justin Baldoni has backfired spectacularly, and it's turned into a full-scale PR disaster. But here's the bombshell. It's exposing Blake for exactly who she is, a manipulative Hollywood player who thought she could control the narrative, play the victim, and come out on top. Well, guess what? Hollywood isn't buying it anymore. Justin Baldoni's team didn't just push back. They obliterated her case with cold, hard evidence. Screenshots, emails, witness statements, everything is out in the open. And now, the truth is clearer than ever. This lawsuit wasn't about justice. It was about revenge. It was about control. It was about desperation. But here's where it gets even darker. Hollywood is now questioning if Blake used the Me Too movement for her own selfish gain. Once that suspicion takes root, it's game over. And now, no one in Hollywood wants anything to do with her. Even Ryan Reynolds, who has tried to spin this train wreck into jokes, can't save her. He thought he could laugh it off, make light of the lawsuit on SNL, ease the tension with some humor. But what happened? Silence. Not even a giggle. Just the stunned silence of an industry that's done pretending. This wasn't Deadpool humor. This was a desperate attempt to deflect from Blake's meltdown, and it failed miserably. It gets worse. Even people who once stood by her, who already disliked Justin Baldoni, aren't defending her anymore. That's how far her credibility has fallen. But the real nightmare? Her bank account. Blake isn't just losing in the public eye. She's losing millions. Legal experts say the bills are piling up, and the best lawyers, they're abandoning her ship. Top law firms are flat out, refusing to represent her.
We were shooting a gun, and you're supposed to put things in your ears to block the sound. Because it's very, very, very loud. Because you're still shooting it's shooting a blank bullet, so there's no gunpowder in it. There's still the explosion. No, there's no whatever. And they forgot to tell us that the gun was actually loaded that time. Because a lot of times the gun's not loaded, and so we knew it was loaded. I thought we knew it was loaded. We didn't know that we were going to set off one of the I thought you didn't know what was your gun. It was your gun. No, it was your gun. Yeah, so anyway, there was a big loud bang, and no one was wearing ear protection or anything, so mine was not great. I think I might have had a mini stroke. We thought we were actually.
Because no one wants their name attached to a disaster that's rapidly becoming a career-ending nightmare. This lawsuit was supposed to position Blake as a powerful force, but instead, it's turned her into Hollywood's biggest exile. And if that wasn't bad enough, she's not just ruining her career, she's dragging Ryan Reynolds down with her. For years, Ryan and Blake presented themselves as Hollywood's golden couple, the relatable, funny, effortlessly cool duo that everyone wanted to be around. But now, that image is shattered. And Marvel? Oh, they're not happy. Not at all. Yes, even Marvel Studios, the same company that's kept Ezra Miller and Jonathan Majors in the game, is now hesitating to stay tied to Ryan because of Blake. Let that sink in. Blake has become such a radioactive liability that even Disney, the most money-hungry corporation in the world, is giving Ryan a side-eye. This is next-level toxic. The Deadpool 3 marketing team is already scrambling to distance the movie from Blake's mess. And have you noticed? Ryan's usual, "my wife is so hot" jokes have disappeared. Because Blake has become a PR disaster, so big, even Marvel wants nothing to do with her. Ryan's entire brand has been built on being the funny, lovable guy who stays out of drama. Now, he's getting dragged into one scandal after another, all because of Blake. She's not just sinking her career, she's sinking his too. And Hollywood? They've officially turned their backs. The woman who once owned the red carpet. dominated magazines and played the effortlessly cool Hollywood it girl. Now she's the industry's biggest embarrassment. She pushed the PR game too far, and now the entire industry is done playing along. Anna Kendrick, Henry Golding, Paul Feig, all of them have subtly distanced themselves, and directors who once raved about working with her, now they're dodging questions, giving vague, non-committal answers about ever working with her again. Translation: she's been blacklisted. Blake's PR damage control is crashing down in flames. She thought she could distract from the lawsuit with her fashion partnerships. Guess what? It's not working. Brands are dropping her like a hot potato. She tried to spin the empowered woman narrative, but nobody is buying it. She thought she could show up at SXSW, strut down the red carpet, and pretend everything was fine. Instead, she was publicly humiliated. Every single desperate attempt to salvage her reputation has made things worse. And the more she fights it, the clearer it becomes. Hollywood is never letting her back in.